Good morning.
Have you seen Nardwuar?
Dude, I love Nardwuar.
Because he does that, doesn't he? The toot toot.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Did you see his TED Talk?
No.
Oh, he's done a TED Talk.
Oh, I want to watch it.
Man, Nardwuar is the craziest. And in his TED Talk, he's the exact same person that you see in the video. Like, that is who he is.
That's who he is?
He's not
That's
really
hilarious.
playing a character.
Or he's just a really good actor.
Who he is.
Yeah, because I remember I watched, for the first time, like maybe a couple weeks ago, I watched like a compilation of interviews he's actually done.
Yeah.
And it's so funny watching the people's reactions.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah.
how the fuck do you know that? Like,
Yeah.
where does he get information?
Who knows, man?
He's got
at this point,
connections.
he has so many connections where I feel like he can ask a lot of people that are close
Yeah.
to these people.
Yeah.
But he also knows his stuff. Like
What
I know
would you
too.
call him? A journalist?
Yeah, I'd say a journalist, an interviewer.
Because he's got like he's not a part of a
Dude,
TV
he's
show.
so
or anything, is he?
unique.
He's got like his own thing.
He's just his own thing.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He's so unique. Yeah. Yeah.
And all these like massive rappers and stars are like just letting them talk.
Totally.
This weird
and he's
nerdy
this
dude.
crazy little
Yeah.
white dude with his weird plaid outfits and Nardwuar's legit, man. Yeah, he's legit. I like watching his stuff because I really like hip hop, and I like watching these kind of hip hop interviews, like his hip hop interviews, because typically like hip hop guys are these like big like I don't know like tough kind of over the top sort of people a lot of the time, whereas Nardwuar is just like such a different character that they don't really know what to expect for the most part.
Yeah, you can see they're definitely caught off guard.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times when they ask questions, like the way he approaches them, they're like
they don't know how to if they should take him seriously or not.
Yeah.
Obviously, most people don't, but yeah, he's awesome, man. He's
That's
awesome.
probably why it works so well, though, is because not many people actually take him seriously.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't really ask questions that are like normal media questions.
Not at all.
He goes like, do you remember this when you were in 5th grade?
Yeah.
And they're like, what? How the hell do you know that?
Or he'll take like a really big song from that artist and he'll listen to it and he'll find, because a big thing with hip hop is, what's it called when you take another song in hip hop, they do it all the time in hip hop. Basically, you take another song, it could be like an older song or whatever, but you essentially use part of that song
like samples?
Samples. He'll go and he'll find the samples of like artists, like big songs or something.
Yeah.
And he'll like pull up the record because that's why he always gives them records and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they're like, whoa, how'd you know? Blah blah blah. And it's just because he listens and he knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
But like I get that all the time, man, because especially listening, I really like old school kind of hip hop, like late 80s, like early to mid 90s. And a lot of it was set, like they use a lot of samples from like old funk music and disco music. And I really like funk and disco too. So sometimes I'll like just go on a binge of listening to like funk and disco.
Yeah.
But then I'll hear all these songs and I'm like, why do I know this song? And I'll be like, oh, this is actually sampled in this person's song. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to figure out how to do that. I want
Yeah.
to figure out how to take songs and sample them and take pieces out.
It's really easy.
I think there's like a 50-year rule, isn't it? Isn't it once you hit 50?
Dude, it's one of those things that's so like.
But with songs, it's like once a song is more than 50
I think it's
years
60.
old.
I think it's 60.
Is it 60?
Yeah, I'm pretty
it becomes
sure it's
like
60.
royalty free,
Yeah.
which means you can use it for anything.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to figure that out about GarageBand. I did find out that GarageBand is 100% royalty free. So like any music that I make with the sounds in GarageBand, I could turn into a song and not be worried about it.
Right.
But like, it's just so hard. The royalty free stuff is so hard. It's hard to figure out, and it's kind of touchy.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't want to do something wrong.
Yeah.
Not that it's a huge deal. Definitely when you're not
It can
making,
be
like,
if
big
someone
songs.
decides to sue you.
But like, yeah,
If you have like a
it's-
video that goes like super viral or
if
something.
you went viral and you
Yeah.
had something that wasn't royalty free, that would suck.
Yeah. Anyways,
That'd be shitty.
welcome back to the show. If you're bored here, it's your fault. Anything new to talk about? What did you get up to in the last couple hours since we last recorded yesterday's episode?
I woke up, made breakfast, made coffee, walked through the forest, and tried to plan what I'm going to do with all this spare time in my life.
Nice. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I just got to execute.
Yeah.
Execute. Yeah, I got to like figure out exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Man, well, I guess we were just talking about this before this, but we can just like, it's crazy because I'm really bad at it, and I think you are too a little bit at like, even though you're doing lots, you feel like you're not doing anything. And I was really thinking about that this morning. I was like, I've been doing a ton. Like I'm waking up early, I'm staying productive, I've been working out every day, I've been doing like fitness, like personal fitness challenges. We've been chopping wood for the past like however many days.
Yeah.
We're doing this every single day, which takes up hours, and it's just still like I'm still like, oh, but there's still like 4 or 5 more hours in the day that aren't full that I don't want to just like sit on my phone and do the scroll thing.
Yeah.
So it's been just like this morning has literally just been like, what can I do to just fill up that time? Because
You gotta start your honesty project again.
I don't know if I want to do that again.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't know if I like really want to.
Why?
I would do it in a different format. Because I've already done it.
So?
Then what?
Just keep talking about shit.
Just keep talking about shit.
Keep it real.
It was basically
people want to
this.
see real stuff. They want to see honesty.
It was basically this. People, I got a few people that liked that when I did that, but
They're really good.
I still don't know if I want to do that again.
Fair. I'm just saying that is something you could do.
It's something I could do, yeah. But we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Got enough talking into a mic.
Yeah.
Sitting on a couch.
Filming our faces.
Filming our faces.
Well, let's jump into it. Let's choose a topic. We're going to talk about a topic. And we keep it true to our theme. Our ongoing developing theme. And
Space.
ooh. like space? Or like space?
I'm assuming space. Why the fuck would you want us to talk about space? Social distancing space.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about social distancing for the next 25 minutes.
Space.
Dude, so before I graduated high school, I wanted to be an astrophysicist. I started watching.
That's smart, man.
Well, that's why I'm not doing that.
Not
I wanted
that you're
to be an
dumb,
astrophysicist.
but they're just really smart.
Yeah, so I kind of figured that out. I in school I didn't try very hard, so I didn't get good grades at all. And
fuck school.
And I remember in grade 11, it was the summer before grade 11, I discovered Neil deGrasse Tyson, and his stuff just blew my mind.
Dude,
the way he talked about
I'm
things.
in Neil deGrasse Tyson group.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's legit.
Shit.
And, he really inspired me. And then I remember going to school and in grade 11, and I remember taking physics, and I loved physics. In grade 11 and grade 12. I
loved physics?
Dude, I love physics.
Because
I love math. I love math because I feel like it's like a puzzle that you just have to figure. It's just problem solving. It's just like, okay, here's this puzzle. Here are these formulas that you have to sort of figure out how to use them to solve this puzzle, and then you just solve it. But then with physics, it's that same thing, except it's not so abstract. It's like real life applications of like, okay, so Jimmy throws the ball this far, and this is what the arc looks like, and blah, 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 blah. I love that stuff. And then I realized that to be an astrophysicist, you have to be really damn smart and really good grades from like the time you're like 0 years old.
Yeah, you gotta come out smart.
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah, because I remember, because that's one thing that really bugs me about high school is I loved math.
Yeah,
I loved math. Like I'm kind of the same way. Like I love figuring out problems.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I had a really tough time doing it in the format that school brought it to you in. So just like every problem's on a piece of paper, and like you just gotta like do your work on the paper, and like you can't do it any other way because you won't get marks. So like I ended up hating physics, but like in reality, I actually love physics. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And like I use physics. I feel like everyone uses physics on a daily basis, right? It's just like it's something I like think about, but in the format school brought it to me, I hated it. Yeah. And I got into it in grade 11. I dropped it after 2 weeks. I was like, I can't fucking do this.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it that way. I sucked. Like I was failing before the first test.
Yeah. Well, even think about throwing a ball. Like when you throw a ball, your brain is doing all these calculations and like all of this subconscious math of, okay, I need to throw the ball this hard so that it travels this far, this fast, and lands in this area.
Maybe that's what good athletes are. Maybe because like athletics is basically physics.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's just like how you apply
100%.
your body's movements to whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Athletes are just naturally better physicists than people who suck in sports.
Athletes are subconscious physicists.
Whoa. That's actually a cool theory.
Yeah.
We just made up a cool theory.
Take that.
Because like, let's say like even like something as simple as running. Like people who run who have like really fluent running, or people who run really funny.
Yeah.
They don't know how to apply the proper physics to their body to make themselves run well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like body mechanics is
Body mechanics. It's just physics. It's just how your brain applies movement to your body. And if you do it in the right way, if you do it in good physics, you get good results.
Yeah, I feel like physics is just like math for the natural world. It's just using math to describe how the natural world works.
I heard a really interesting way of saying it, that I think he said it's from God, but from whatever. It's like God gave us math and physics to make sense of the world.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
math is definitely that one language. I feel like it's just so universal.
Math and sound. Math and music.
Oh, music.
Are the two universal, I think,
definitely.
are the two universal languages.
Definitely.
Because, I mean, unless you're deaf.
Yeah.
Everyone understands music. Everyone can get music, right? There's always like a vibe. You can communicate through it. Not like verbally, but
yeah.
It
brings people together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is interesting.
Space.
What
do you think about space, dude? Okay, so I'll just start this off with kind of a funny story.
Sure.
It's a really short story. So I was basically when I just started seeing this girl, we were like just getting to know each other, and I just said something like just. As soon as I said it, I was like, that was so dumb. But we were talking about, I don't remember what we were talking about. It was something around space or like big thinking. And I was like, I love the universe. I was just like, the second I said it, I was like, come on, man, why'd you say that? But it's true. I legitimately love like thinking and learning about it. And she was chill. So she just like laughed at it, like, because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it was just like, it was just one of those moments. I was like, that was so nerdy and so like that wasn't cool to say that. But I legitimately love.
But it was genuine.
It was genuine. I go through phases of like learning about it.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that fascinates me the most about space is the amount we think we know, but the amount we don't know is probably so much more. And the stuff that we think we know could very well be wrong.
Totally.
So it's such like it's
what I love about
science. Fucking mystery. Yeah, all of science. Yeah, I guess
science is so kind of, I guess, humbling in that way. Sort of nothing, like everything is just a theory. Yeah, because there's potential that it could be proven wrong,
and things change.
Like the fact that science basically says we don't really know anything for 100% absolute certainty, except for maybe like laws. Like, I think that's the difference between a theory and a law, like the law of thermodynamics. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Newton's 3 laws?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't remember what the laws are. I remember one is gravity.
Yeah. It's just interesting that science kind of says that.
Yeah, it happens all the time because, think about the last 200 years, the amount of like science, just like the amount of breakthroughs humans have made to improve technology, and just like for what we thought hundreds of years ago was like the ultimate technology and like modern is now like a joke. Yeah. Right? Like I'm trying to think of like cars. Cars is a great one. So you go back to a car 100 years ago, it's like it goes, but like not really. And like now you look at like a Lamborghini or something,
or a Tesla.
Yeah, whereas like that long, like back then, they wouldn't even have a thought about that. Like to be able to make a car move that fast and totally like agility and like all this shit. Yeah. And then I guess the same thing goes for like, I guess back to space, is like the first time we went to space. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah. And like I remember a really interesting I guess it's kind of a fact I heard about that is the first time we went to space was actually one of the biggest reasons that that the environmental movement got kicked off.
We've seen the Earth as a whole for the first time.
Yeah, because nobody really knew what the Earth was. Like to us, since we couldn't go out into space, to us it was just like this never-ending thing that if you go far enough, you're gonna get back to the same point. But nobody really knew why. Yeah. We like kind of knew it was a globe, but like not really any proof. But then when we went out and they sent back photos,
we
went to the moon. They sent back photos of the Earth. And it's a circle, it's a sphere, it's a globe.
You don't see borders.
You don't see borders. And just the fact that like that was the first time that we got legitimate proof that this is it. Like we can't venture out to get more shit. Like if we run out of stuff, we run out.
Yeah.
This is our one little spot. And that was one of the biggest reasons that environmentalists were like, yo, we literally can't destroy this place because if we do, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really interesting when I learned that space is basically us going to space is one of the reasons that the environmental movement kicked off.
Did you ever go to Mars?
What?
Would you ever go to Mars?
I thought you did. Did you ever go to Mars? No, I'd die here.
With Elon Musk?
No, I'd be cool here.
Yeah.
Man, it'd be so boring.
Yeah.
It'd be quarantine all the time.
Yeah. It definitely would be a certain type of person that wants to go to Mars and never return. They exist. I guarantee they exist.
Oh, they exist.
And there's going to be so many people that are going to like jump at the opportunity to like be the first people to go to Mars.
Didn't they have like a sign up list?
Probably.
Like a little while ago, didn't they have like a
doubt
sign
it.
up list online and it filled up in like hours?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm pretty sure they did.
That's interesting to think about because... All right, so we're going to Mars. Do we have the same rules as we do on Earth? What rules do we abide by?
That's the thing. That's the thing I mean, I can't dispute it because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that's the thing I don't get is like they're applying Earth's laws to Mars.
Yeah.
How the hell do you know that it's the same thing?
And are you taking America's? I guess it depends who goes there first. But are you taking America's laws?
I mean laws as in like physics.
Oh,
Like they're like it's a guess
yeah, what do you mean to guess?
that like okay, when you hear about like the atmospheric pressure of Mars.
Yeah,
I know they send like robots there and they
Yeah.
have stuff up there and like the moon they've ventured out and they've like done tests and stuff, but
Yeah.
like is that enough to go?
I think scientists are pretty damn smart.
I know that, and I'm not that's why I'm saying I'm not disputing it. I just don't understand. Is like
Yeah.
they believe that they have all these measurements done for all these planets and like their pressure and like how their weather works and like all this crazy stuff. But it's like we don't even know how our fucking weather works more than like a month out.
Right.
Right? Like so how are they so confident that they know other
I don't think they necessarily do. Like, I think that's part of it.
But they
is,
do.
Like,
They
it's
represent
such a big unknown.
But like one of the biggest things is like I've heard is like atmospheric pressure.
Okay.
It's like they say like, oh well, the atmospheric pressure of Mars is X compared to Earth. It's like, how the fuck do you know that?
Well, they have the robots and the rovers and stuff over there that have all that stuff to they
And
measure temperature and pressure and everything.
But I don't doubt their ability or how smart they are, how much technology can do. But it's just like it's hard for me to understand how like sending a robot there and doing some measurements through it is enough to be like, yeah, we can move there. Like
I don't think that's why people are drawn to do it. That's not why people are drawn to do it though.
Think about that.
No, it's not a rational thing though. It's not like they're not like, oh, the robot says we can live here, let's do it. People are like, this is
risk.
This is like the next frontier of human exploration. Like this is like
if they don't implode
on the scale of humans, like this is like the next like big thing. Like going to the moon was huge.
Yeah.
And like developing math and science, huge. This is like the next big one that's like, okay, if humans are gonna live, for a long time or have this crazy legacy, like this is the next step of that legacy. So people don't give a shit about anything else. They're like, we'll figure it out. We'll build our little space domes and we'll have our little hydroponics to grow our food. But like, there's people that just want to get there just to go and do it.
Going into space is such a mind fuck.
Yeah. I've never done it, so I don't know.
That's what I mean though. Like just thinking about going into space, like you're like essentially you're going to nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, while you're between Earth and Mars, flying your spaceship, you are literally nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you're in the solar system and blah blah blah, but you are in
just in the ether.
You're just in and what was the thing? There's is it negative? It's like called dark matter or
dark energy and dark matter.
Dark energy, and it makes up like a crazy like over. I don't know the exact number, but I think it was
really
over
high
75%. But
really
they just
high
don't know
number.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like something. They're like, oh, this makes up this much of the universe, but we don't know what it is. It's just kind of there, and it's like, oh.
Basically,
cool.
they
That's
take
great.
their estimates. I could be butchering this. They take their estimates of
scientists.
the size of the universe. They're like, okay, the universe is this big, and we know that there's this much matter. So like a table, us, this microphone, that's like physical matter.
Yeah.
And then like oxygen and gas and stuff like that we can't see. That's matter. And they're like, okay, this makes up this much of that of the universe, and it's like this big in comparison to the universe that's like this big.
Yeah.
So what the heck is all the rest of this
The
stuff?
extra.
And so we don't know, but we're like, this is what we're gonna call it. We're just gonna call it dark matter, dark energy.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all we know right now.
Just a big guess.
Although imagine being the scientists that are at like the forefront of studying
Figuring
that
all
kind of
this out,
stuff,
yeah.
that are making the breakthroughs right now that we have no idea about because we
Yeah.
just don't pay attention to
Remember when that first photo of a black hole came out?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Was that like real?
I think it was real.
Yeah.
I mean, because I remember people on
I thought
the
the whole thing with the black hole is you can't.
So
actually
that's
see
the
it.
thing. It
like
was
it's not like a regular photograph where some guy just like
no,
took
it's
a
like
big
a
ass
it's
camera.
like a circle.
Yeah.
It's like a circle, and then I'm pretty sure it was like orange-ish, and then
Yeah.
the black hole was like in the middle.
Yeah.
But I just remember like the internet was like ripping it apart because they're like,
Yeah.
they're like, we got a photo of a black hole, and everyone's like, holy shit,
Yeah,
let's
I
see the
remember
photo. And they put it up, and it's like this blurry,
Like a donut.
It's like a donut, and everyone was like, this is it. I'm like, dude, it's a
What do you
black hole.
expect?
It's
Yeah.
like, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, because I think that was the first time they actually got like photographic evidence more than just a theory that these
Right.
things exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Those looking at photos of the universe is crazy.
Super cool. The what are those? The Hubble Deep Field. Have you
Did
seen
you
those?
see the photos of Jupiter they took?
No.
Oh my god.
Have you seen the photos of Pluto? Dude, Pluto is the coolest planet. It's
I don't know if I see. Maybe that was
beautiful.
No, I definitely saw Jupiter.
I'll show you the photos of
from?
Pluto.
They didn't
It's
go.
so
They didn't go
nice.
like into Pluto. They like took it from the outside.
Yeah, they took it from the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, they're crazy. They don't look real. They look like paintings.
Yeah.
Like they look like oil paintings.
They're beautiful.
yeah.
It's
Planets
pretty
are
mind
crazy. That's mind blowing that we have a little camera floating around out there taking photos of the planets.
Yeah. And it's sending or what's that one satellite? They sent it off in like the 70s or the 60s. I think it
Hubble
was the
space?
70s. Not the Hubble.
Space?
Damn, why don't I know the name of this?
But it went like really far away. right?
They just shot it into the universe, and it's got like all this like information about like where we are, like where we're located. It's got a bunch of different like videos. It's got a big
know if I would
it's
do
like a
that.
gold vinyl
that a
of
good
different
idea?
sounds and music and stuff. Basically, it's what the heck is it called? Voyager. Voyager.
Voyager, I've heard that.
I think it's Voyager 1 or 2. Maybe
Yeah.
Voyager 2.
Do you think that's a good idea?
I mean, we
Do you
don't
think
know.
first of all, do you think there's aliens?
I don't know. I think with the size of the universe and
I think
the
it's God.
likelihood that there is more life on any of the other, because like when you look into the night sky and you see little stars, those are literally like our planet or our sun.
I was
That's
gonna
what
say,
that's
our
what
sun.
that's what those are.
Yeah.
And so if you think about all the different planets that have to be rotating and revolving around,
And that's
all
just
those
the ones
suns,
we can see.
Those are just the ones we can see, exactly. So the likelihood that there's more intelligent life
Yeah.
out there, I think, is extremely high.
And like when you look at a photo, like when you're out somewhere really really dark and you took a photo of the sky, and the sky isn't even. It's not even like stars. It's just like white with black space. You know when
Yeah.
you get that when there's so many stars. Definitely when you take it with a camera
Yeah.
that can open it longer and you
Yeah.
can see more of the camera than you can with your eyes. And it looks like there's more stars than
Yeah.
empty space sometimes. And it's
Yeah.
crazy. And it's like you got to think that
Yeah.
each of those potentially have planets, and that's like a tiny little fraction
Yeah.
of the.
Well,
And
so
then think about galaxies.
yeah,
Galaxies, like when they show photos or like rendered photos of like a
Yeah.
bunch of different galaxies,
Yeah.
that fucks with my head.
yeah.
Because there's
Have you seen the Hubble Deep Field images?
probably.
Okay,
I just
so you
didn't
know
I might
the
have
Hubble
some.
Space Telescope.
Yeah, I've seen
massive.
some.
It's like a
It's on
massive
my
telescope
eye.
with a camera in it, basically. And there's this thing where they took the telescope. It floats around in space because then there's absolutely no like air pollution or light pollution, anything like that from the Earth. And they take it and they pointed it in this one extremely dark section of the night sky. Like there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And they just pointed it there and they took this like photograph, and from like the darkest point in the sky where there was like nothing, like it was just empty, they got this image back, and I think the Hubble Space Telescope's like hundreds of megapixels, like it's like this massive like high resolution camera, and after like aiming it at this extremely dark spot in the night sky, they got this image back, and all it was like all of these like galaxies and like star system, but mostly it was like clusters of galaxies, like galaxies. That's
a mind fuck.
What?
Because you think like, okay, so there's solar systems, and then there's galaxies, and then there's the universe, assuming that's like all there is. But like, how do we know that when you're looking at a galaxy, you see all these stars? And if you go to the universe, it just looks like another galaxy, but this galaxy is made up of the galaxies.
Yeah.
And it's just like inception, and it goes out forever and ever. Because like one of the things that they think that they are having trouble seeing more space is because space might actually be bent, or like the universe might be bent in a way that
like trying to see over a horizon.
Yeah, it's literally like trying to see past the horizon. Exactly, yeah. So they don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah, because what shape is the universe?
That's the thing. It's like we
we
just kind of assume that it like is either a big circle or just like keeps going.
Yeah,
and then it's
like when I think
expanding.
of a big black sphere.
I can't even like I can't comprehend.
No,
because there's nothing to comprehend. You can't think about it. Even thinking about like, I forget the exact number, but how many stars are in the universe? Yeah. It's like trillions.
Yeah, it's like it's beyond that.
It's crazy. Like
it's like a trillion to the X
that we know of.
Yeah. Dude, space is crazy. Yeah, space is genuinely mind blowing. I remember. So I think as kids, you know, when you're like a teenager and you're just starting to develop a little bit, and you go through that phase where you're like really deep, and you start having all these deep thoughts, and you like talk about deep things with your friends. For me, that was like space. Space was that first thing where I was like, whoa, it started making me think on like a deep level.
Space is one of those like high topics.
Yeah, definitely.
Like everyone's like, oh, like you're like thinking about space, like, are you high? It's like,
yeah, why is that? Why is that the cliche?
Really interesting.
It's just so mind-blowing and so interesting.
I think it's because people have a hard time thinking about it when they're in their own head.
It's so abstract.
It's so abstract, and it's so hard to think about it in a rational way because it almost seems fake.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about that. I was thinking because
it does.
Out here where we're living, it's like pretty dark. Yeah. It's not crazy stars, but you can see a lot of stars.
Nice last night.
Yeah.
It was so dark.
And just like every night I look up, I'm like,
yeah,
here we are in this black.
Yeah,
we're just in blackness, floating around.
Yeah,
it's fucking like it's a mind fuck. Yeah. It's hard to think about, and that's why I feel like it's become like a high thing to talk about.
Yeah,
because if you think about it when you're not high, it's almost hard to comprehend how in depth it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many scientists get baked before they do science.
Yeah, I wonder.
Or if any do.
Yeah.
I feel like a few of them might be like, let's see.
I'm sure there's some.
Let's see what doors we can open.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some that take some mind-altering chemicals and allow that to help them sort of comprehend or think differently. Because that's the thing with science. I feel like when you're at the frontier, especially in like astrophysics and like even theoretical physics,
where you're like almost making shit up.
Yeah,
like you're making shit up based off theories and stuff you find out.
Exactly. Yeah, like that. You have to be. Like you can't think logically. That was I watched an interesting video about flat earthers recently that kind of touched on that. Is like flat earthers, the reason that they exist is because they're trying to logically, rationally think about the world and the way it works. But once you get to a level of physics where it is all like theory based, traditional like logic and human rationale doesn't really work anymore because it can only be explained by theoretical, we can't really fathom the way certain things work, and that's essentially why like flat earthers exist.
Have you ever actually met a flat earther?
Oh yeah. He was definitely a little like tweaked, but he was trying to prove he was saying his main argument was, well, how come when a helicopter goes off the ground the earth doesn't start moving away? And I was like, man, like I didn't even want to get into it. I was like, this guy's nuts.
Yeah,
but
flat Earth.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
space, man. Space. Go home. Watch some. You're probably at home already.
I was gonna say you
watch some videos about space.
Last thing I was gonna say was that it's funny that we venture out into space, or lots of people want to venture out into space to learn more things, and to explore the universe and everything. But we know so little about our ocean,
Right.
And our ocean is filled with little aliens.
Yeah, totally.
When you look at like
weird
fish and octopus and whales and like
it's fascinating.
they're aliens. Like they're so different.
Yeah.
They're so different.
I think that's why everyone's
else.
favorite Planet Earth episode is the deep sea episodes.
They're so fucking wild. They're so crazy. Like there's like the things they like like tons of fish in the deep, like they glow from like the bioluminescence and shit.
Yeah.
And there's just some that just like there's some animals that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like octopus. Octopus don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like why can they do what they do?
They're just magical.
Maybe it's a part of space.
Yeah. Why can humans do what we do? Like, look at humans, man.
Let's not get into that.
Humans can build stuff. We can make these structures. We can machine this super fine aluminum in this specific shape with other big, super complex machines.
You gotta think everything we make comes from the planet.
Yeah.
This was in the ground.
At some point, yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
This material was probably grown from a plant.
This table, this coffee mug.
Yeah.
This hat was all a part of a growing organism.
Yeah. That's mine.
And on that note,
respect the earth.
Respect the earth. Respect the earth. It's round.
Yeah.
And think about space sometimes because it's fun.
It'll open your mind. And,
maybe smoke a joint before you do it.
Yeah. Open your mind a bit. Who cares? You know, it's good for you.
It's good for you.
All right.
Not right now, though, because we got to keep our lungs healthy.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Anyways, have fun out there.
I like
Stay
how quiet.
wise.
I like how we went really quiet to end this episode.
Yeah.
It's soothing.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is my new ASMR. Have a good day.
What does ASMR mean?
And we'll see you guys later. Bye.